Hey, Paul, thanks for taking the time to answer some of my questions on video, and I know these are going to be these answers are going to be helpful to the people watching this right now. I have a background in logistics management, degree in transportation and distribution management, so I'm familiar with a lot of the courses and certifications that we're going to be speaking about here. But I just there were some pressing questions I had that I thought would go over really well on video. And I guess the first thing I want to ask you is why exactly is black belt certification regarded more favorably than, say, some of the degree courses that one would take in lean manufacturing?
Well, the difference, Frank, is to do with what you have to do to qualify, to get certified. With the degree courses, yeah, you've got to learn the material.
Okay.
You've got to be able to remember the material,
right,
and demonstrate that you've understood.
Mm-hmm.
The difference between that and the certification course is, with the certification, you have to do all that, but then you have to demonstrate that you've actually been able to convert that knowledge into application. So you've gone out, applied it in the real world, and delivered some results on the back of it.
Gotcha. So it's not just classroom theory, which is great. I mean, you have to study that stuff, but this is sort of, baptism by fire. You're going out in the field, and you actually have to work on a specific project, show that you can execute it properly, apply all this knowledge in the field. Then that's basically the difference.
Yeah, and deliver some results off the back of it as well, whether that's in quality, cost, or delivery.
Gotcha. Okay, excellent. Now, one of the other things, we're talking about black belt. In your course, do we get access to black belt or master black belt to assist us with the theory and certification? And if you do that, what type and or amount of access does one get?
Well, the course is designed to be a self-learning course.
Okay.
So you take the material, you learn it, depending on the level of experience. There will always be someone on the end of an email, or in extreme circumstances on the end of a phone.
Mm-hmm.
Either myself or one of the other master black belts from our company will be there to assist if you get stuck in any way.
Okay, so there's a lifeline. In other words, this stuff's good enough, it's comprehensive enough, I should be able to study it right here at home or at work. But if I need you, I'm going to get a real person and a real answer from a real person. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, definitely. And myself and the other guys we've got working for our company, we live and breathe this stuff every day, so we're not just theoretical people.
Right.
Our day job is going out and delivering this into some of the biggest companies in the UK. I'm currently working with one of the biggest banks in the UK to improve their processes using these exact tools that are in the certification course. I've done this job for 17 years now. So, you're getting advice from people who live and breathe this methodology.
Right, and you mentioned the UK. I mean, I do a ton of business in the UK. It's essentially my second home. But somebody in the States and the US is watching this, and they say, "Oh, this guy's from the UK. Is the knowledge going to be the same?" I guess the thing I want to point out is this is universal, worldwide knowledge, and in today's era of global conglomerates and doing business around the world, I think on a personal note, getting sort of intel and guidance from you there in the UK is a leg up, because you're learning from somebody that has experience in another country. That's kind of like an added bonus that we wouldn't get necessarily studying a course right here in the States if you live here.
Yeah, and our students are from all over the world. We've had students from Canada, many students from the States, from Singapore, from Australia, from all over Europe, Germany, Austria.
India, I think you mentioned to me the other day. There was a guy from India. Yeah.
Yeah, India as well.
Right.
And so obviously you've got to allow for time difference and that kind of thing when we're replying to emails. But
sure,
we'll try to get back to anyone who's got any questions as quickly as we possibly can.
Excellent.
But all the tools apply. It doesn't matter which country you're in. If you've got people and you've got processes, and whether there are machines involved or not,
right,
that doesn't matter because the tools apply. The only thing you need to take consideration of is the way that you put them in based on the culture that you're dealing with. And some of the modules in the program actually talk about how to deal with different people, you know, how to get around the different cultures that you'll come across.
Right.
But, you know, so it's not one size fits all.
See, that's really valuable too, because you can have all the systems in the world and all the techniques, and if you're dealing with people and you can't figure out how to make the people work, you're dead on the launch pad. There's nothing going to happen. And if it does happen, it's going to be a debacle, you know, and it's not, it's you as the person carrying out the program, it's not going to make you look good. So to me, that's invaluable. Now, let me ask you too, what proportion of the course is Lean versus Six Sigma?
It's roughly 50-50. You've got the body of knowledge from your typical Six Sigma Black Belt certification course, and your body of knowledge of your typical Lean Black Belt standard course. And we've combined the two. So, yeah, there's a lot more learning to do, but you're getting the best of both methodologies. So you're not limiting yourself to either Lean or Six Sigma, because in some instances, Lean will work better. In some other instances, Six Sigma will work better. It depends very much on the company, the culture of that company, and the people that are involved there and the processes that they're working with.
Gotcha. And I mean, like you talk about these different modules. Can you provide us with a breakdown of the modules so we know what we're looking at?
Yeah, there's. I mean, on the web, one of the websites, there's a full list, a full breakdown of modules. But if anyone wants to contact me, I can send them over a course outline that details all the modules and lets you know exactly what you're going to be studying.
Okay, so that's cool. So if a person gets full disclosure, any custom questions or what, I mean, everybody has the same questions anyway, but if somebody feels they have a unique question, you're happy to answer that before they get started, which is really good of you. Now the black belt side of things, let's talk about that. Does that include yellow belt and green belt certification? Because it's a process. You know, you just don't go straight to black belt.
Yeah, we don't include yellow belt certification because yellow belt is normally sort of a one-day overview, but we do include green belt certification as part of the course. So depending on your level of experience, you can either go straight in and do the black belt certification, or you can do the green belt first and work as part of a team for the project, so you build your experience,
right?
Or you can go directly to black belt. Yeah, so the length of time it takes to get through the certification very much depends on the length of experience that you've got or the level of experience that you've got. People can take, 12 months, 2 years, 3 years if they want to. There is no time limit on the course. Unlike some of the other courses out there who'll put a 12-month time limit on it and then make you pay $60 a month if you go over that. We don't have any time limit on the course. But then if you get some really experienced guys who've been working in this field and just want to get some recognition for the experience and the knowledge that they have, I've known one guy in particular go through the course within 3 months.
He's like an animal, right? He just went bam.
Yeah. He took some time out from doing his work, and he just said, look, I just want to get some recognition here. I want to get my certification. He used all the tools before. He just studied it, did the exam, did the project, and bang, he got through it in 3 months.
Right, and I think you said it was something like 120 to 200 hours total, which is really standard. But I like that. I like what you say there, because there's no time limit, and I think that's very fair of you to offer. Because maybe this month I'm working on a project that has me doing 14-hour days, and then maybe next month I'm done and I'm just in the office doing day-to-day stuff, and now I can kind of like just crank it out, faster. I like that I can work on my own pace. And I think one of the other things that'd be important to most people is, does the certification include the words lean and/or online?
It has lean in there because it's a Lean Six Sigma Black Belt certification course, but it doesn't have the word online because to me it doesn't matter whether you do it online, you do it classroom based. As long as you've studied that knowledge and understood it, and then gone out and applied it in an environment where you need to apply it to get some results out of it, that's what matters. Yeah.
So, Paul, one of the other things that really matters, to me, and I'm sure to everybody watching the video, is this certification? Is the program sort of have a stamp of approval, or I guess the words I'm looking for maybe would be accredited with any organization or particular body?
Now, there are no accrediting bodies for Lean Six Sigma.
Okay.
I've no doubt someone will set one up in the next sort of 10 years or so.
Right.
So what we've ensured that we do is we've made sure that we use a similar body of knowledge to the ASQ Six Sigma body of knowledge, and a similar body of knowledge for the Lean side of it to the Cardiff University Lean Enterprise Research Council body of knowledge.
Okay.
So it's those two bodies of knowledge are the big two in the industries, but the certification's only as good as it is accepted by employers. Now, we've put a big number of students through certification, and they've gone out and they've had the certification accepted and verified by some of the big names, certainly in the UK industries, in the banking industries, in the Canadian industries, and in the US as well. And one of the things we do is on every certificate, we'll put an email address so they can contact us. So if the company or the employer wants to find out just what level of expertise this person has, they contact us and we'll send them the project deliverable. We'll send them over the exam results and all that. So it's all verifiable.
Oh, cool.
It's all archived.
Yeah.
So they've got that full disclosure right the way through.
How awesome is that of you to do? Because really, that means that a boss or an employer is going to say, well, where's this from? How good is this? And you're willing to back it up. You, after I've graduated and received my certification, you're willing to go the extra mile for me as your customer, as the person that took this certification, and do whatever it takes. That should an employer need any kind of follow-up information, you're willing to back it up. Well, that's to me, that shows a really firm belief in your material. It shows to me that you're standing behind what you put out there. You're not saying, oh, well, hey, you did the certification, you got the paper, there you go, on your way. You're willing to help people, and I know there's people don't have trouble, but it's the odd one or two that may need some extra assurance, because as you say, there are no industry standards. But again, the thing I love is that you're running in parallel with what today are recognized as the best, as the industry standards or benchmarks in both fields. So
yeah, we aim to be that industry standard.
I like that. And I guess my other question is, I've known you personally since at least 2003, so this is 9 years running. We've done a good amount of business together. I consider you a friend as well as a business associate. So I can personally vouch for you and give people watching this video a phenomenal testimony. Personally, I feel you're a man of great integrity, very down to earth, very approachable. Somebody that's going to tell it like it is, somebody that's going to go the extra mile, somebody that's passionate about what they do. But like in your words, and that was all unrehearsed, by the way, Paul. That was just right off the top. No, I think the world of you, man. You're a really good guy, and I've watched you grow this business and this system over the years, and I know that you put your heart into it, and it's your business. People don't get some big faceless conglomerate that doesn't care about what they deliver. It's you. They're dealing with Paul Swift and your company, and I like that. I like that a lot. Now, in your words, why should somebody go with you versus some of the other options that they have?
Well, I mean, we've talked about a lot of the benefits of, getting certification and all that kind of thing. But one of the key things for me is when I did my Six Sigma certification many years ago, one of the things I was disappointed in was that I didn't get, as a takeaway from that, the materials I needed to go and sort of do my job day to day and deliver these things into companies and expand my business. So I started pulling all this material together, and when we started to put this program together, the key thing for me was that when people sign up for this, they're going to walk away with the tools to go and deliver. So they'll get all the material in PowerPoint format, so they can rebrand that in their own company logo, and they can go and use all my materials with their clients. Obviously, they don't get the resale rights, but they get the rebranding rights and the use rights
to make it their own and so forth.
Make it their own, so all the presentations, all the training material, so they can train their own green belts, all the templates, the Excel templates, the control chart templates, the things that are going to take you hundreds of hours to pull together.
Yeah.
If you need to pull a presentation together for a client, you get all those as part of the course. And another thing is, as you said, we're always available. We're here to answer questions, and we aren't theoretical sort of professor types. We live and breathe this work. We do this job every day. I've just walked in now from work at one of the biggest banks in the UK, helping them improve their processes. That's what I do. But the biggest thing for me, and the biggest reason for people signing up for this course, is I'll give them a 1 year unconditional money back guarantee. So if they don't like, for a year, if they don't like it for any reason whatsoever, they can take that away. They can call me back and say, look, Paul, not really working for me. Can I get my money back? I'll give them the money back, no questions asked.
I can call you 11 months and 29 days from now and say, you know what, I've lived with it for, 364 days. You're a good man, but whatever, it's not working for me. We're gonna get a refund. That's big. That's big. That's big. That's big. I think too, for me, I mean, the money back guarantee is great, but and I heard you say this to me before, that the takeaways of having the presentation material, the spreadsheets, everything that a person needs to go out in the field, it's kind of like with some of these other places that offer the certification. You take the certification, you get your certificate, now you're accredited, and they take back all your textbooks and they say, no, you can't use those anymore, even though you paid for them. You can't use them in the real world. You could only use those when you're in the classroom. Now you've got to go write your own books to carry this work out yourself in the field. That doesn't make sense, nor does it seem fair to me. Your way seems a whole lot, to be honest, a heck of a lot more valuable. It's the only sensible option, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like training someone as a mechanic, and when you're training them, you give them the full toolkit to be able to do the job once you've finished.
I mean, that just makes sense. Again, for the price that you're asking, the guarantee that you're offering, the availability of yourself for questions, the fact that you'll back people up afterwards when they're going to their employers if there's any questions, the fact that you're giving them all the kit they need to go out in the field. I honestly think this stacks up to be a competition killer. There's no other viable option but going with you, Paul. So I want to thank you for taking the time, and I do hope that people listening feel comfortable, feel like we've just been right up front with them, because I'm passionate about this. Like I say, I have my own degree in logistics management. I know how important this stuff is, and I know what a good quality product you put out there. So thank you. Is there anything you want to say last few seconds before we ring off here?
No, I don't think so. I think you've covered everything, Frank. Thanks for the opportunity to do the interview.
Excellent. Thanks for being so candid with us, Paul. Very helpful. Bye.
No problem. Speak to you soon.
Yep. See you. Bye.